And what is going on, everybody out there? All of you beauts and beauties. It is episode number 98 of Hat Trick Hockey, which is always brought to you by our good friends over at GL Heritage, the official beer of Hat Trick Hockey. If you like Rob's shirt there, you like my shirt right here, you like that swag, just smash the link on the post there. We'll bring you right into our HTH store for all of your sweet merch. This being episode number 98. It's this, obviously, it's the Sergachev edition of Hat Trick Hockey. He's played 6 years in the league, 362 games, 36 goals, 138 assists, 174 points, World Junior and World Cup bronze medalist, Memorial Cup champ here in Windsor, two-time Stanley Cup champion where he could have a third lined up. What a career that kid's had so far at 23 years old. We'll bring in my line mate, Rob. What's up, dude?
That kid was a stud, man. Holy moly.
He was awesome in Windsor.
And he's just crushing it in the NHL too. Like he's right up there with, I'd say, top 10 defensemen.
Yeah, he's one of the best in the league, man. What have you been up to?
Not much. Tons of work, fucking gassed every day. I just want to come home and eat dinner and go to bed every day.
That's how I feel sometimes when I fucking come home from work. I had a long couple weeks too, but I'm off this week. So
yeah. Well, you guys have been off half the year, haven't you?
We've been off a bit, but
you guys work less than cops.
I wish. It's not that we want to be off, but just parts haven't really cooperated.
Yeah, no doubt. That really sucks.
Yeah, I went golfing yesterday. I went to Royal. You know that course, Royal?
Yeah, that goat track.
Yeah, I went golfing there. It was okay. Honestly, I shot probably one of the best rounds I've ever shot. I shot a 93 there. So not horrible. That's only the second time in my life I've ever broke 100 because I am not a golfer.
Yeah.
But I had one of my friends there, Chris, was there with me, and he's saying, "Here, try this and try this and try this." So I was trying that. But dude, if I could hit a putt, I think I would break 90 if I could hit a putt.
Chris who?
My boy from hockey, Chris Better. So yeah, so me and him, usually when I golf, he's usually the first call because he's never said no yet. So I say, let's go. He's like, all right, let's go. So that was okay. So second round of the second round is now wrapped up. We're now into the conference finals here. So we are doing a little point system that we had there. So Rob, you guys were actually beating me. You guys had 9 points each. I only had 8. So how we did it is you get 1 point for the right team. You get 2 points on top for if you call the right games. So Rob, you had Tampa Bay in 6. They did not win it in 6, but you got a point there. You got a point for the Colorado series. You got Carolina wrong, Calgary wrong. So you got a total of 2 more points in that round. So that put you, Rob, to 10 points in total. Drew, him and I both had Florida. We didn't get anything there. He had Colorado in 7 though. So he only gets 1 point. I had him in 6. So I got 3. So I called that series games and team. I also called the Rangers in 7 games as well. And I called Edmonton in 6, but they won it in 7. I got a total of 7 points in that last round. Not bad.
Nice.
Drew got a total of 1 point in that round. So now it's me in front with 15 points. And Rob has 10, Drew has 9. So that's how we break down after 2
So
rounds.
weren't me and Drew tied?
You and Drew were tied, but you got 2 points
with 8
for the second round.
And yes, you had 7?
I had 7,
okay.
No, I had 8. You guys had 9.
So if I got 2 points.
So sorry. So I
have 11.
You have 11. Drew got 10.
Yeah. That's why Jelena said 2 plus 2.
I actually had
for you.
I actually had that, but said 10. I don't know why. I think I was looking at Drew's. But yeah, so I'm up 4 on you, 5 on Drew right now. But still lots of hockey left.
Yeah.
So
who did Drew pick for the next round?
Drew always
I didn't even see it on our chat.
I know because I put it up on the page because Drew sent me a text message with it. That's why. So how we broke down for the conference finals is I think I had Edmonton How did we do this here? I'm looking it up real quick. So how did we? Okay, so the boys' conference finals picks. I have Edmonton in 7 games, and I have the Lightning in 6. So Rob, you have Colorado in 7, Lightning in 7. Drew has Edmonton in 7, New York in 7.
Holy balls.
So we're all mixed up.
Yeah, we're all over the map. That's for sure. Everybody's covered though.
Which is good. So what's kind of cool is of the total series. So in that round, second round, we called 2 of the 4 series. We called between all of us, we called games and team. So in total, out of 12 rounds of the playoffs for everybody, we've called 6 out of 12 teams and games. That's pretty good, man. Not bad for 3 schlubs.
Throwing darts at fucking walls. So
yeah, so not bad, not bad. Let's get into the big thing of round 2, and that was the Edmonton Calgary.
Okay, wait, before we start, we need to give a big shout out to Jamie McDermott.
Yes.
For becoming new head coach of the 73s in their 50th year. Mike Bailey's got to be pretty happy about that. Now he's got all that wrapped up.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd just like to say congratulations to Jamie on, the future of the 73s.
Yeah, I've also reached out to him as well. We're going to get him back on to talk 73s as well. So I've already reached out to Jamie. So he's going to be getting a hold of me. So expect him to be on with us again soon. We're going to talk 73s hockey. So
I texted him too and talked about him coming back on. And he's like, but I'm not drinking. And I'm like, you didn't drink last time.
Yeah.
I said, because you were probably hungover, but whatever. And he's like, well, I got to be professional, Rob. I'm like, you fucking changed, bro.
Yeah.
So it was pretty good. But yeah, good for him.
Yeah.
Good for the 73s.
Mm-hmm. So, like I said, big thing of the second round between the Flames and the Oilers there. Was it a kick or not? What do you think?
No, not at all. I think he was bracing himself from going into the net.
Yeah, I didn't think it was really.
If it was Kadri, everybody's going in the net.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what I mean?
Yeah, there's been a couple things as of late that I think the NHL is fucked up on, that being one of them. Like, you're allowed to like turn your foot. You're allowed to, if he's to me, he looked like he was trying to stop.
He was trying to get away from the net, like I think was trying to avoid the net. The puck was going in the net anyways.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you take his foot out of there, it's still going in the net.
Mm-hmm. But what makes you think like he should have just left it?
There was so many videos that came up on like kicking motions and shit like that. There was one allowed in the season this year that was an actual kick and it was allowed.
I know.
So like everybody's like up in arms, like, what are we doing here? Like, in all honesty, if the puck's going in the net,
do you want to know what they honestly need to do? Just go back to the way it was. Anything off your foot is no goal. That's the only way because right now, what's a kick and what's not?
Or why can't I kick it in the net? As long as you don't throw it in the net, why can't I kick it in the net? I'm close enough to get it there. I'm taking the beat and everything, whatever.
They need to just go back in the day if they don't want feet being used, or you can't say what's a kick and what's not. Just anything off.
Then go with one or the other.
That's what I mean. So if it's off your foot, it's no goal. If it's not off your foot, it's a goal. Like,
I honestly think that originally that was put in there because of the danger of kicking at the puck.
Yeah, because of the skates and everything in the crease, right?
Right.
Which is, you're probably 100% right.
Goalie's down, neck's out, trying to stop it.
Kicking at him. Yeah,
there you go.
Need again.
Yeah, Clint Malarchuk all over again, bleeding all over the ice and dying.
That was fucking brutal.
But he didn't die.
Yeah, thank God. But yeah, but that was fucking brutal. But that's probably exactly why they do that with the like kicking stuff. But
probably
the thing is nowadays, like I said before, you don't know what's a kick and what's not anymore. Which we don't know what's an offside and what's not either, but we'll talk about that later.
There's a lot of stupid rules in the NHL.
Yeah,
like you can hand pass in your own zone, but you can't hand pass in the neutral zone. You can't hand pass
out of your zone.
You shouldn't be able to hand pass at all.
Yeah. But now if you do the hand pass off of a face off, it's a penalty.
Yeah, if you put your hand over top of
because before guys would just go down and knock it back with their hands.
Yeah. Peter Zezel fucking made an art of that.
Yeah.
Get so low to the ground and then just drop his stick on top of the hand. Boom.
Done. What did you think of the Carolina and Rangers series?
In all honesty, I didn't watch much of it. Carolina, I get it. They're a grind team. Like there's really nobody like spectacular on that team. They're just like basically a bunch of Rod Brindamores. You know what I mean?
Losing Freddie Anderson sucks too. Right?
Blue collar. Yeah. Well, and we talked about that earlier before we came on. He had an MCL tear, right? So there's not much you can do about that. That's a terrible injury, especially for a goalie.
Yeah.
You know,
well, how long does it take to come back from that? That's got to be months.
You know, I don't know that they got those hyperbaric chambers. So like, you know, for you and I, it's months. For them, it's weeks.
I know, it's crazy.
You know, and that happened like right before the playoffs, right?
I think it was during.
No, because he didn't start any games.
He didn't start any games in the playoffs?
No, I'm almost 100%. He
thought he just played very few.
No.
Well, you're probably right.
But almost 100% that he didn't start any games. But I'm sure we'll hear about it from the boys that, you know, you guys fucking need to know what you're talking about when you talk.
Well, tell them, feel free.
It wouldn't be any fun if we knew everything.
Yeah. Feel free to pass along the info, boys. You said Daniel and Hendrick are going in the new roles with the Canucks, right?
Yeah, player development. Which I kind of don't understand. Like, so they're Swedes, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't see them living here. I would think 100% they're living there and developing from there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Maybe they'll go back and forth, which could be possible too, right?
Yeah, to player development roles. Like they're going to come back to Vancouver for the winter.
Be surprised, probably. Yeah.
Or maybe they're there like before the season start. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure that role is done from Vancouver. Like they're gonna have to be.
I would think so.
In Canada, like they're working for the organ. Like they're not a scout. Somebody that they can just send out abroad, right?
But are they? You know what I mean? Like just my brother's gonna come, so they just keep getting the same paycheck and just send one.
Yeah. So if one of
you wouldn't know.
Hey, so if one of them's sick, do you think the other shows up for work?
Right. Well, that's what I mean. Like, hey, we only need one of us on the ice at a time, right? So I'll take Mondays, you take Tuesdays.
Yeah,
you know,
go back and forth.
And it's just one brother there.
Yeah, every other Sunday.
Yeah.
Jordan Binnington is a complete psycho.
He is.
Okay.
He's a madman.
Kadri's doing a fucking interview. He throws a water bottle at him.
Yeah.
And then admitted it after. What did he say?
It was a perfect opportunity.
Yeah.
And I couldn't pass it up.
I think personally it's going to be a matter of time before he jumps into a scrum or a brawl or something and somebody's going to pump his eyes shut. It's going to be a matter of time.
Yeah. Well, his fake swings, he fake swung at Kadri too, didn't he? Like, I think it was after the last time. Didn't Colorado and St. Louis play last year, and Kadri went straight across the ice and buried that guy and got the suspension and all that.
Yeah.
And then I think in the regular season, you know, Kadri was skating by him and he fucking gave him one of these.
Well, yeah.
Kadri's like, what are you doing?
And then he got kicked.
And you never know with goalies, they're nuts.
No, and then he got into a little shoving match with the other team's goalie on the way out and shit like that. I'm telling you,
like
it's gonna be a matter of time. Someone's gonna pump him.
Yeah. Like if you're gonna do it, do it.
Just fight. Just drop your fucking gloves. Flick your helmet off. Let's go.
Yep.
Quit doing that fucking stick swinging shit. Stick swinging, slew footing, fucking hitting from behind. I fucking hate it all.
Yeah.
Just drop your gloves.
You know,
pussy.
What do they call it? 2 for a flinch. You know, like if somebody winds up to swing a stick at me, I'm definitely put my hands up or whatever. So
if you're a goalie and you're swinging your stick around like that, expect something.
Okay. Now, do you think, okay, so let's say the bottle was half full or half empty, whatever. Maybe it was totally empty. Maybe it was totally full.
Yeah. But
he threw it in his direction. And I watched the interview and Kadri kind of looks over and then looks again. And he's like, I think Binnington just threw a water bottle at me. And he's like, well, whatever, you know, hockey's hockey, whatever. And then he starts laughing about it, right? Well, in Binnington's interview, he's like, I'm hobbling down the thing. I'm drinking my water bottle. I finish my water, and I look over and Kadri's on the television, doing an interview, and he's laughing and chucking it up. And Kadri wasn't laughing. Kadri was explaining the play when the water bottle comes flying in. But, when you're angry and you're hurt and whatever, you see whatever you want to see.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what he looked at, seeing Kadri down there. And Kadri was apologetic. He was apologizing on TV about it. Like, he's like, the defenseman came in from the weak side and we kind of banged into each other. Right. So, but if anything, that defenseman should have boxed him out and there wouldn't have been a play there.
I know.
Right. So he's trying to poke at the puck. Kadri's poking at the puck instead of the fucking defenseman just running him through the wall.
I know. Which he should have done.
Yeah. I kind of put that on the defenseman.
You don't let a player like that just go to the net.
No, because he's going to the net or through the net or whatever.
And the craziest part is he handled it like a pro. Like the water ball got thrown at him. He's like, "Oh, I think he got just threw a water ball." And then he just kept doing his interview, like whatever.
And then he
laughed. Think he cares? Because let's face it, he's got a good shot at winning the Stanley Cup. So you think he really cares what Jordan Binnington says?
Yeah,
you don't give
a fuck.
Yeah, and if I'm him, the puck gets flipped into the fucking corner or whatever, and you're gonna go out to play it next season, and here I come.
Woo, woo.
Get off the tracks, clear the tracks, right?
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens. Anyways, before we go to our interview, there's been a couple names that were thrown into the Red Wings head coaching mix. Two of the biggest names that kind of stood out to me, one was Trotz and the other one was Torts. So we were kind of shooting the shit off the air about it. If you had to choose Trotz or Torts, which one are you going to grab if you're Steve Yzerman?
I think Trotz will, Detroit's been an exciting team for a very long time. And now, they're in a rebuild.
They're in a funk.
So I think Trotz coming in is good. He's going to play a defensive system. It's going to be a boring fucking hockey game for you Red Wing fans. And I will feel terrible for you because there was a lot of times this year that the Red Wings were exciting to watch. They're rough, they're tumble, but I think it'll be just like a defensive game and like you're going to be watching the New Jersey Devils all over again.
Yeah.
So I don't think it'll be that much fun for you fans. Now, Torts, I think that he's so old school, but I wonder if coaches like that now have to take special schooling for
sensitivity training.
Yeah, something. I don't know. Where you got to learn how to rub the back a little bit, stroke the ego. Like these kids are not like, Shane Corson back in the day or there was guys back in the NHL. I can't remember what podcast I was listening to. Buddy's giving it to him. He fucking takes off his skate and wheels it at him.
Yeah.
Like, fuck you.
That's crazy.
Like you're that's not going to happen from one of these kids now, but you could hurt his feelings so bad that you may ruin the kid because you know what? They didn't get spanked as a child and, coaches never came in and fucking kicked a can over top of their head.
So in the end, Rob, Trotz or Torts?
Torts.
I would say Torts too, just because I just think under him that it'll be a rough and tough style of play. And like you said, if I like the Red Wings when they play that style of play,
right? Everybody
last year, like they're fighting, they were playing the game the way it was supposed to be played, even though they were losing games, but they were in games
right
as well. So I would like to see them play that style. But here's the thing. Both of those guys have won the cup. You know what I mean? So you can't really, so whatever, that's the draw there, I guess. It's all just, coaching styles. Like you said, Trotz is going to be more defensive minded and he's going to shut shit down and you're probably right. It probably would be a boring hockey game. So on that note, and the way I kind of want to see them play, I would probably like to see Torts over Trotz too, to be honest with you.
Okay. Can I say one thing about this? So now Toronto's got Sheldon Keefe and he talks about, you could see that he wants to say it, like, cause you've watched that documentary, right? Like
All or Nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like you hear him and they're fuck this, fuck
Oh,
that.
yeah, he swears all the time.
Like he just goes off, right? Now, I would love to have been a fly on the wall when Tortorella heard what Sheldon Keefe said in that conference, like, oh, well, yeah, we got beat in that game, but we got the respect now. What?
Yeah.
What does that even mean?
Yeah, you lost, dude.
You lost. And all those guys are going, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. You're gonna be a scratch golfer by the time I'm done playing, for the Stanley Cup.
I didn't show up here for
good luck.
Respect. I showed up here to win ships.
Right. Right. Like I don't know.
Just a not a good mindset considering you just got knocked out of the playoffs. I'd be pissed, flipping shit upside down, screaming.
Right. We should have won that game. Won that game. So
I agree. So we'll see what happens. So we'll flip it over to our interview here. We got John Morasti came back. I got him for like 20 minutes, 25 minutes or so, just to talk Shoresy, the new hit show that he's in right now. It's a spinoff of Letterkenny.
Yeah.
I watch it. It's fucking hilarious. The chirps are epic.
One of the three gyms.
Yeah, the three gyms. Yeah, he's Jim one. We actually talked about that. So Jim, I'm gonna call him Jim now, fuck's sakes. But yeah, so John was hilarious. So I got him for about 20 minutes, half an hour before he was boarding a plane to go to Arizona because he was celebrating his 40th birthday. So
that's awesome.
Happy birthday, John. I'll let you guys listen to it right now. Enjoy. John Morasti.
Roll it.
Well, back for round two. This cat was very, very good last time he was on, but he's played ECHL, AHL, United League. He's played in the pros. He's played in Russia. He's a guy who's played all over the world. But we're not here to talk to him about his playing days. We did that last time he was on. Now you can catch him on the new hit show, Shoresy. Let's welcome back to the show, John Morasti. John, how's it going, bro? Long time no talk.
Not too bad, my friend. Thanks for having me.
Man, that show, I've been seeing just clips here and clips there. And I've every time I see it, I'm laughing my ass off every time I see this show. So how did all this come about?
Oh, it's, it took off quite well in Canada. It actually just opened up in the USA starting yesterday. Last night it opened up on Hulu. So Canadian reviews have been awesome, out the roof. And I think as of last week, it was #1 on Crave. So it's been good. As for the opportunity that I had, it was kind of a strange way I was approached. I have an office email that's made public, and so I'm always getting private emails from people just from around that followed me and stuff. And it's I think the easiest way that they know how to get a hold of me. So I received an email last summer, I think just earlier than a little bit before July, and someone had just reached out and was asking if I was interested in participating in a show. And they basically said it was Letterkenny. To be honest, I'm not a TV guy, so I had no clue what Letterkenny was. And I kind of just thought it was a joke. And, I responded back and said, I'd definitely be interested, and just kind of took it from there. And went home and my wife ended up Googling what Letterkenny was. And to be honest, we kind of watched it and I thought it was the stupidest thing in the world. But obviously, now that I know what it is and I'm fully aware of it, it's got a huge following. I was fortunate enough to go to Las Vegas, and meet the Letterkenny crew and see a live show. And it was just amazing how the following that they had. And, Jerry, so he's a magician with what he does. And it's just amazing, like the feedback that they get. And it was wonderful to have. So anyways, back to my stories. Yeah, I left for the summer and kind of ignored that email, because when I'm away from the office, I check my work email. And, I went to California for a few weeks and came back and ended up looking at my emails, and I ended up missing the audition date because they wanted me to say a few lines and send it in and see how I did. And so I just wrote back and said, I apologize that I didn't get back to you. I was on vacation. And they just wrote back right away and said, no worries, we still want you. So, next thing you know, it came, I think it was October, at the end of October, I was on in heading to Sudbury for 3 months. And it was just a whole new experience hanging out with, it was nice to, as you probably know, there's a few other hockey guys on the show that, we never really knew each other in person, but we knew of each other. And, two of the ones that I'm talking about are Jordan and Brandon Nolan, and, they became really good friends of mine now. And so it was a warm welcoming to have those guys there because we kind of hit it off right off the bat. And it was just like playing hockey, living in a hotel and hanging out with the guys at night and stuff. So it was a great experience.
Mm-hmm. I know frickin' his last name's Kiso, right? Jared Kiso.
Jared Kiso,
yeah. He is like, he's so talented. Like I don't know how he keeps a straight face on some of the shit that he does. Like how, like for you there and like seeing all this go down, obviously you're in the show. Is it hard to like not laugh at certain stuff? Like, did you guys have to do different takes because you guys were laughing? Like, cause it's gotta be hard.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. There was a lot of times where you sit there and I'll be honest, I was a guy, I can famously say that I didn't look at my scripts once the entire show. my lines were kept down and not very many words, but I know that in this next show, we're going to get a lot more of a bigger role. But yeah, I told guys as a joke, I was never going to look at my so I basically went the whole show. I had Jordan Nolan reading me what I had to say, and I would just remember it that day. And there was no pressure that way, so it was fun. But back to like when Jared would be saying his lines, I mean, some of the shit he says is hilarious, and it was hard to keep a straight face. But as you went on, you kind of learned it. But it was a big learning curve for us, us guys that never really acted. In my professional hockey career, I did a lot of commercials and stuff, but never to this extent. And so yeah, it was amazing to watch him work. Just the passion that he has and how good he is at what he does. And he not only knew his lines, which are the most lines in the show, but he knew every other single person's lines too.
That's crazy, man.
And the way it felt, because me and the Nolan brothers were all called the Jims, right? And I was Jim 1, and Brandon was Jim 2, and Jordan was Jim 3. So I guess to give myself credit, I always thought I had the harder one because I was the first one that had to speak every time, right? So I had to know when to speak. Yeah. Brandon always knew when I spoke, he was next. And then Jordan always knew that when Brandon spoke, he was next. So, but Jared really helped me out because a lot of times I was always responding to Jared, and he would kind of look at me and, like he was actually talking to me. So then I knew, okay, well, here's my time to talk. So it was fun, definitely now that I'm no longer a rookie at it. I think if I go back for season 2, it's going to be a lot easier and a lot more relaxing.
Good. Yeah. So see, I'm actually off of work this week, so I've only seen bits and like a little bit of it, but I want to sit down and I was like, I want to watch it start to finish. I want to binge it.
Yeah. That's why I know. Well, in Canada, they had released it. I think it's first was released about a month ago, but they were only releasing two seasons a week, and there's only episodes. Yeah. So there's only 6 episodes in this first season. So I know that guys can only watch the first 2, and then they'd have to wait a week and watch the second 2. But now that it's all released, you can sit there all night and watch it. I've had a lot of family members that just, even in the US, I know that it's killing it. You can binge watch it now because they just released it all at once. Yeah. So I had a lot of family members watch it all. It was just released yesterday on Friday, and I had a ton of family members say, "Oh, we watched it all last night. What a hilarious show!" Yeah, so it's good. I
was gonna say it's killing it in Canada. Like it's still like through the roof here, man. It's crazy, but it's just so was that the first time? So I think Terry Ryan's in there too, right? With you guys.
Yeah, Terry's on there.
So was that the first time you had met Terry?
Terry was a friend of mine on social media.
Okay.
I wasn't really knew who he was, but once I was part of the show and stuff, I said, "Oh, okay," because I know that he's dabbled in acting a little bit before as well. So he reached out to me right away and was asking when I was coming and stuff, and so we ended up building a good relationship, and he's a great guy too, and he's a very nice man.
Yeah, he's a good time, eh?
Yeah.
PR. That guy's got stories for days too, man. He was on with us. He was pretty good. Hey, so you guys did a lot of scenes like on the ice as well. Like how
I chirped a lot of
Okay, hold on. I cut
Sorry,
out.
what's that?
No, we're good. I was gonna ask you. So no, okay. I know you guys had scenes where you were on the ice as well. So how much in a day were you spending time on ice?
Shit, the way that the filming went, it was so weird because I mean, when I go back and watch the show now, I mean, there was stuff on my first day on scene was actually the end of the movie, right? So it was kind of neat to sit down and watch it with my wife and watch how it was all put together, because you don't do it as a storyline when you're filming. Like, you know, and one day we're doing a scene that's actually at the very end of the show, and then the next day we're doing a scene that's at the very, you know, and then on the last day we're doing scenes that are on the very beginning of the show. So it was a really good experience, you know, as far as that was concerned. But just as the ice, you know, I think it was the first 3 weeks I was there, we did all the ice scenes. We were actually at the arena where the Sudbury Wolves play, and that was basically our office. And you know, I think that was the good thing and genius thing that Jared did, was he brought hockey players, and he told us to our face. He said, you know, please guys, I'm going to let you know. He said, you know, there was a lot of critics that, you know, said that it's not a good idea to bring hockey players to be actors because we've never acted a day in our life. But his theory was, well, I can teach hockey players to be actors, but it's a lot harder to teach actors to be hockey players. So with that being said, you know, when we were doing our plays, obviously Jordan, Brandon, and myself, you know, we all played a high caliber of hockey, and we were on the same line. When it was our turn to do certain plays or score goals or do anything on the ice, we usually accomplished it on the very first shoot, because, you know, it's kind of what our career has been over the last, you know, last decade. So I think that really helped, you know. And then when you had the guys that were actors that weren't quite, you know, for the majority of the actors that were on the hockey team that played, they all played some kind of hockey background. But I mean, a lot of those guys that didn't play the high calibers that we played struggled a lot more to accomplish that scene. So they would have to, you know, maybe they wouldn't score off the every shift or whatever, you know, and so they would have to redo it. So we always laughed, me and the Nolan brothers, because we would always go out there and, you know, we'd be one and done. So when we were on the ice doing our scenes, it was kind of cool because, you know, we'd score right away. We'd ring it off the crossbar like we were supposed to right off the bat. So I think that really helped us to our advantage.
Yeah. How was it for like cameras and stuff out there? Are they like buzzing all around you or at your back? Like, how does all that work? Like, I always wonder how they get all the shots from all these different angles.
It's a whole different world, friend. You know, like when there was cameras everywhere, and you didn't even know, you know, when I'm on the show, I said, shit, I didn't even know a camera's on me right there, you know, like when I'm watching the show now. So they had different cameras from different angles. We were doing the same scene from different angles with different cameras. So there's so much going on around you. And I mean, it's amazing how much money and effort's put into these shows, because I mean, it was overwhelming to see everything that's going on at once, right? And I mean, they were bringing in extras that were fans. I mean, there was a point where we had probably 1,000 fans in the building, and they were just there to be, you know, as extras, to be in the background for when we'd score a goal, they'd cheer. And but it was definitely a great experience. It was a little bit tougher because of COVID, you know. I'm a big anti-mask guy, and you know, I was getting really pissed off, you know, because you had to have your mask on everywhere except you were actually doing a shoot. So it was getting kind of annoying for me to always be being told, put your mask back on, you know. And they had things, they had, you know, rules they had to follow as well. So, but yeah, a great experience at it nonetheless.
And you said that there's going to be a second season, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, I talk to Jared quite often, and it's obviously there's nothing written in stone right now, but the way it's going, I could see several seasons coming. You know, it's been such a hit. It's you know, a great hockey show, and so far with the feedback that they've been getting is awesome. So I think it's a no-brainer that there's going to be a quite a few more seasons.
Hey, so what did you think when you were like, or the first time that you actually found out that there was going to be Jim, and Jim? Like, what did you think of that? Were you like, whoa, like what at first? Like, were you like, how's this going to work?
100%. I mean, they sent me a big thick thing of scripts before I even left Saskatchewan, and I was thinking, okay, well, I'm Jim 1, and I was looking, there's Jim 2 and Jim 3, and yeah, I was actually confused and kind of thought it was kind of stupid at first, but you know, now that you look back, it's hilarious. You know, we're basically the modern day Indian Handsome brothers, and so yeah, it's fun. You know, we get to fight, we get to score goals, we get to have fun. So you know, we kind of just do what our roles were. You know, we're not the most big suckers out there, but we we protect our teams and we entertain the fans and we have a lot of fun. So it's I'm really excited for what the future goes.
Mm-hmm. So how many of those guys who were on the show are actually played hockey?
Oh, you still there?
Yeah, I'm here. You got me still? Hold on. So one other thing that I wanted to ask you is how many guys that are on the show that actually played hockey?
Well, like I said, like there's a lot. I think everybody that's been on the show that was on, like that's actually playing hockey, they all have some kind of hockey background. Like I can go, obviously me, Jordan, and Brandon all played, pretty high caliber. Jordan won 2 Stanley Cups with the LA Kings, and he was part of the St. Louis Blues when they won the Stanley Cup. Brandon Nolan, same thing, played a few games in Carolina. Had to retire at a young age because of concussions. So he's played at the highest levels.
Mm-hmm.
Myself, I had a pretty good professional career. Terry Ryan, as we talked about earlier, was a high draft pick of Montreal Canadiens. Jonathan Dolo, was a draft pick of Nashville Predators. Played a few games in the American Hockey League. Jared himself is a pretty good hockey player. I think he's played junior B or maybe junior A. I'm not exactly sure.
Oh shit.
There's a few other guys that have all played. They've all played at at least some kind of junior level or up.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, when we were doing scenes on the ice, you wanted to make it as real as you can, and that's where I think Jared was really smart because you watch a lot of these old hockey movies. Even one of my favorites, Youngblood. And when it's a fighting scene, the fights look so fake.
Yeah.
And that's what Jared really wanted to stay away from was he wanted to make it more real. So when people watch it, they go, "That was a real hockey fight," So he really consulted in us hockey players, especially myself, for as much fighting as I did. He'd say, "Well, is that?" And I would tell him straight out, I would never do that in a hockey fight. Like that's fake. It doesn't look real. And
Mm-hmm.
he'd scratch it and we'd change it around. And he'd really rely on us to make it look real. And same thing, and just little simple things like in the dressing room, the way we'd set up our stalls. When I played pro, we always had certain ways that we put everything away, and
Mm-hmm.
the way we'd hold our sticks on the bench. So there was always little tiny tips that he'd look for just to make it as real as possible.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he's kind of accomplished that.
That's awesome that he's not like, that he's not like an asshole, but like, no, we're sticking to this. Like if he's just okay, if you don't like it, I don't like it, scratch, like gone, just like that. That's nice. That's nice to have.
He's one of the reasons, like I said, it was such right from the whole crew there. There's such welcoming people, and they told us, because I'm not gonna lie, we were nervous because we've never acted a day in our life, and they were patient with us, and we ended up doing pretty good at it. We didn't have to do too much, and we just kept it simple.
Mm-hmm. Did I hear correctly? Is RA in that show too somewhere?
Yeah, he made an appearance too. I think he's at the very beginning and towards the end. I got to meet him for the first time. We actually had some drinks in my hotel room, and quite the character.
Dude,
I love teasing him about his accent.
Dude, how have you not been on Chicklets?
I was actually supposed to be on it a few weeks ago. I think we're working on a date to get everything in. I think it's pretty busy right now. So it's in the talks right now that I'm going to be on there. So I just don't know when.
I hear your names on, or your name on so many different shows. Like I've heard your name, I think on Missing Curfew. I've heard it on Chicklets. I've heard it on like just a bunch of them, man.
Yeah.
I'm like, this guy's everywhere right now, man. It's good though. Keeps you busy, man. Keeps you out of trouble.
Yeah, it keeps me out of too much trouble. And I'm off to hopefully I'll get in some trouble though. I'm leaving to Phoenix tomorrow, so I'm looking forward to that.
What's in Phoenix?
Just time to relax. It's my big 40th birthday, so my wife made arrangements where we're going to go visit there and party and just to sit down and relax because like I said, the last 3 or 4 months, even 5 months, it's been so much on the go. Just last weekend I was actually a judge at the International Ice Wars. They had a huge hockey fight tournament at the River Creek Casino. So that was Wednesday to Sunday I was there, and so it's just nice to be able to wake up in the morning and not have to do anything.
That one was the one with the sheriff, right? Sheriff, yeah.
Sean McMorrow was there, myself,
Sean's
Brad
awesome. I
Winkler.
love Sean.
Yeah, so it was a good time.
Hey, I gotta ask you, who do you think's gonna win it this year? Who do you think's gonna win the cup? Have you watched any at all, or?
To be honest, I'm not much of a hockey fan no more. I just don't like the passion in the game. There's no fight, and I'm not even trying to promote the fighting, but I mean, like, you'll see a team win 7-0, and there won't be one statement made, and it's just, there's
Soft.
every time there's a good hit, it's he's suspended for 5 games, or so. I just find it so, I hate saying this, but so boring. But with that being said, obviously I do follow. I know we just had the Battle of Alberta here in Alberta, just the next province over. So that was kind of exciting to watch. And but if I'm going to pick a team, I think I'm going to go with Colorado. I don't think the Oilers are going to get past Colorado. No. And I've always kind of been a silent fan of the Avalanche. So I think I'll pick Colorado to win it.
They are good. Hey, what did you think of the Lucic hit on Mike Smith or whatever? What everybody says was a hit.
Why didn't he do it earlier? That's all I say. Do you notice that it was 4-0 at that point, and then they ended up scoring 4-1 right away?
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah, so I mean, that's old school hockey. You want to make a point. I don't think Lucic could have hurt him a lot more, but he made a point, and I obviously the league did punish him. Not that I know of, anyways. So I think I just say, why didn't he do it earlier? And make a point, and you got guys that run their mouth and step up and do something about it. Then
I know, I love it. Hey, did you see all that freaking the Kadri, all the shit going on that he had to go through there? Did you see all that shit?
I see a little bit of online.
They were like inboxing his wife, like fans and shit. Yeah. That's fucked up.
No, that's wrong. I mean, and obviously it's part of the game to get hassled by the fans, but there's a limit you can only do, right? So that's where I give Kadri full permission and knock the shit out of anyone that approaches him. Sad thing is those guys are probably too scared to approach him in person. Even I don't even think Kadri's a very tough guy, but he's obviously a professional athlete, and I can guarantee you he'd clean house. But yeah, I mean, I never had it to that extent. But I mean, you used to have fans that would say some inappropriate stuff, and I would just kind of laugh and say, "Oh, where's your wife? She's looking at me right now." So I was pretty good at giving it back. But you don't want any racism in there. Obviously that's we should be past that, and But yeah, it's an unfortunate situation. Hopefully Kadri, well, he kind of did already that next game. He kind of gave him a big FU with the game he played. So as long as he can keep doing that, I think he'll be just laughing.
No, I agree. Hey, so headed actually a bit back here. How was things when you guys got offset? You guys had to have some beers, go out, hang out. How was everything? Because when I looked, I'm like, look at the photo of these guys. It was all you guys hanging out. I'm like, wow, to be in that group right now, because it looked like the beers were flowing. Looked like you guys were having a good time.
Oh yeah, I know. Like I said, we were a good team. We all got along. We all lived in a hotel. So we'd all go every night. We'd probably host a different room. We'd have drinks and bullshit, and we'd plan nice dinners at the Keg Steakhouse, or every night we'd be going somewhere else different. And I think we just bonded really well, and it shows in the show, how well it turned out, and just to have that support. There was, like Cassia Tellis is a pretty big time actor, and she'd pull us aside into her room and say, let's study our lines and stuff. So I'd still never bring my transcripts or my scripts though, because I refused to, but I would sit in there with them, and when it was my turn, I'd look at Jordan and he'd remind me what I was supposed to say, and then I'd say it, and it was good. So just everyone bonded really well, right from the guys that were all hockey players to the women that were on the show, to Jared's staff. Everyone was there to support us, and it was a good time, and we did have a few good parties. We actually ended up having when the show first premiered back, I think it was May 13th. We all flew to Montreal and had a premiere party, so it was a great time.
Oh, that was probably good, eh?
Yeah.
Oh man. All right, bro. That's about all I got to ask you, man. Thanks again. The show, like I said, I'm gonna binge watch the show. I only got to see clips, and everybody's talking about it. I mean, everybody. I'm like, don't tell me anything, because I'm like, I haven't got to watch it in full yet. So I will be watching it in full. When I do, I will message you.
Right on. Let me know how you think of it. It's a good one. Yeah,
I will for sure, man. And freaking just fucking stay in touch, man. Good luck. Enjoy your time. Happy birthday.
Thank you, my friend.
Have a beer for me.
And definitely. Thanks for having me, and cheers. Have a good one. I got to get packing now.
All right, buddy. Take care.
Cheers. Bye.
And there he was, folks. John Nasty Morasti, or as we should call him, Jim. Jim. So everybody, seriously, check out that show, Shoresy. It's on Crave and Hulu in the States, I believe. It is fucking hilarious. If you're a hockey guy, you will like it. Just if you just like epic chirps, the chirps in that show are unreal. So Rob, you watched it, right?
Yeah, I've watched all 6 episodes.
Mm-hmm. They've already announced that there will be a season 2 as well.
And RA's on it, eh?
Yeah, RA's on the panel in it and stuff. It's pretty crazy. They have everybody in that show. Terry Ryan, our boy Terry Ryan is in the show too. He plays he plays a guy called Ted Hitchcock. And if you say it quicker, it sounds like 10-inch cock.
And I love how they're all missing teeth.
Oh yeah, it's fucking great. Seriously, everybody, highly recommended. It's exploding here in Canada. It's exploding over in the US. Check it out. I guarantee you will not be disappointed. Sit back, rip a J, grab a beer, and fucking watch that show. You will love it. I guarantee you.
Isn't it surprising though that it's like the first actual like hockey show that's been done? Like series.
I can't believe that. So Jared, I think Keenan's his last name, or I think. But anyways, so the main guy. So he was trying to make it in freaking Hollywood and this and that with his acting or whatever, and he ended up coming back to Canada, and then they started Letterkenny. So he kind of went completely different opposite. He's huge now.
Oh yeah, no, but he was. I used to watch a show called I want to say it was called 51, and it was a cop show that he was in, and it was awesome. Like I want to say there was 2 or 3 seasons that he was in, but he was also in Godzilla.
Yeah.
He was in.
I'm gonna say
he's been in actually quite a few things, but not as like a main character.
I'm gonna say Letterkenny blew him up.
I thought that the Don Cherry blew him up.
Yeah, true. Yeah, he was doing that.
He played Grapes and he played a great job.
Yeah, dude, he's a fucking good actor, man. So once again, check it out. Team Canada, real quick before we get into our Western and Eastern Conference breakdowns. Team Canada, they lost what? It was 4-3.
Yep.
They lost in overtime to the Finns, correct?
Right.
And that was the first time they'd won it on home ice, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
So did you
watch
watch
there was a controversial thing there too.
With what?
Where the Canadian player, they're in the corner and they're down a man. So Buddy's scrumming for the puck and he lifts Buddy's stick and his own stick hits him in the face. And it wasn't like he lifted over his head. He just popped it up. Yeah. Well, he didn't have a good grip on it and it donked him in the face. They put a 5-on-3 on it. And then because Canada, I'm pretty sure Canada went ahead in that game because I want to say they were down 2-1.
I think they were ahead at some point.
Yeah. And then I think they went up 4.
No, they were down because then they tied it with like 1 minute and 25 seconds left. Canada.
Oh, is that? Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah, Canada tied it at 3.
Okay.
With like 1 minute and 24 seconds left or something like that. Because I remember now when I seen the highlights, because they were all jumping around celebrating and it was late in the game.
And then I think in overtime they scored on a power play too.
Yeah.
The Finns.
Yeah. So that sucks. So because I think last year they like went through hell and they ended up winning it. Like they started shitty.
Yeah.
Remember that? I think they lost like the first 3 or 4 games last year and then ended up winning it. Was that, or was that the year before?
I can't remember. I just wish they would do it after the NHL season was over because wouldn't you want to see the best of the best?
Yeah, that's probably why they do it. Because Canada will just go there and walk everybody if that's the case.
Yeah. Yeah, most of the good players still in it are Canadian.
I'm surprised our boy Pumple didn't get a call for that or even them sniffing around him for that.
Yeah. Well, they might have. He just didn't say.
Yeah, true. We're gonna.
He's pretty quiet.
He's also. Guy. We'll give you guys a little heads up. Pumps is coming back soon, so you guys are gonna hear from him soon, very soon. So expect to hear from him. Rob, let's go on to the conference final matchups, shall we? We'll do Colorado, Edmonton first. McDavid versus the Nate Dog. Uncle Leo versus Cale Makar. Could you get any better matchups in this series right now?
Just watching it last night. Holy moly.
Think about it. We're watching 4 of the top 6 players in the world play in the same series right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's awesome. It's physical. It's going to be high scoring. I don't think it's going to be quite like game 1 high scoring all season where it ended.
There wasn't much D played in that game
where it ended like 8-6. I don't think that's going to quite happen. I think it's going to get nasty. They're going to start hitting. I think pace is going to pick up. You're going to see the Stars on fucking like you're going to see all the Stars doing everything. I know freaking Colorado's a complete wagon and they're up 1-0 but like I said, I did take Edmonton in this series. I did take Edmonton in 7 games. I'm sticking with that. The big thing in the game, Rob, offside or not. This is another one of those rules where there's so many fucking different variables to it. It's like, just pick one and fucking stick to it.
Yeah. I don't know. I thought it was offside right off the bat, but then they show like 3 different camera angles, but in all honesty, I still don't see right at that point where, you know what I mean? And it has to be conclusive to overturn it, right? So, but think about that linesman. He's a god.
Yeah.
Like he saw the puck on the other side of his stick standing on the far side of the ice and he thought he didn't touch it. Like, come on. Are you fucking kidding me?
Did you understand why they called it?
Yeah, no, I get it. I get it.
Like so what they said is when Cale crossed the blue line, because the puck wasn't on his stick, they said he didn't have control of it. So technically his skates were still onside. So when the other guy came onside, the puck was literally, it was like 4 inches off his stick. He was carrying it into the zone. 2 strides later, he skated in and snapped one bar down. You tell me he didn't.
That was a hell of a shot.
It was a great shot. But you're telling me he didn't have control when 2 strides later?
It's because he wasn't touching it.
I know, but that's what I mean.
It's control, but you're not touching the puck. So you can't call it offside, right? You can't call it offside yet.
That's where I think it's bullshit.
But that had to have been broken down frame by frame by frame. You know what I mean? And
I would,
like I said, that linesman, he either is the biggest freaking idiot because he missed the call, or he's the best linesman ever to play the game.
I don't know. I would personally, I still think it's fucking offside.
I do too. I thought it was offside.
I just do. I would be, if I was the owner of the Edmonton Oilers, the coach, I'd be like, listen, you go into that press conference, you say whatever the fuck you want, and whatever they fine you, I will pay it. Like, you know what I mean? Don't get yourself kicked out or anything, but whatever you want to go in there and say, you say it. Because you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, you don't want to get suspended either.
Well, that's what I mean. But if he gets fined, whatever, a little bit of a pee-pee whack, never hurt nobody, and flip a fine and let's go. But I didn't agree with the call. I think it was offside. The one thing that he will not give up is who's going to start game 2. So if you're him, are you going back to Smith? What's the backup's name again?
Oh, I was just looking at it too.
I forget his name, but would you
even when I read it, I probably can't pronounce it.
Would you go to Smith or would you go?
I go back to Smith. He's the one that got you there.
True.
I don't understand that even being questioned.
And that's the thing. If you don't start him and you lose game 2, now you're in one, right?
Yeah.
Because you don't really want to be. Well, I know you're also headed back home, so I guess it's not too bad when going back home. But if you were going back into Colorado down 2-0, I guess is a completely different story.
Mikko Koskinen?
Yeah, that's it. Koskinen. So would you go him or would you go Smith? You said you'd probably go back to Smith. Eh?
I'm going back to Smith. I'm not gonna ruin his confidence because of fucking one bad game.
I agree.
You know what I mean? And that shot that they scored 9
Yeah.
9 seconds after Colorado or Edmonton scored.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see where that puck went? It went between his glove and his ear.
Yeah.
Like you can't even get your glove there that fast. You know what I mean? Like it was such a shot.
There was some snipes in that game.
Yeah.
And fucking Kane, man, again. Scores again. I think that's his 13th of the playoffs.
He's gonna get paid, bro.
Oh, he's gonna get way more than the fucking, what are they paying him right now? $2 million right now?
I don't even think they're paying him that.
That's what I mean. You think he's gonna get more than that? But
Yeah,
here's the thing.
I think I want to say he went there for league minimum.
If you go on a run, do you take a discount to stay with Connor and Leo?
Me? Yes.
Yeah.
Him? Nope.
I know, because he's gonna get paid.
He's a selfish prick.
He's gonna get paid.
Just say it. And how much money does he owe?
Oh, I don't know.
Like he claimed bankruptcy. You know, whatever.
If you had to guess, what do you think he would make per season? Five. I'd say yeah, probably between 5
for his next contract. And I'd say, let me play for a full year. You pay me 5, 1 year deal, and then we'll talk.
Yeah. I think he's already proved himself, to be honest with you.
But you know who impressed me the most out of that whole team? Zach Hyman.
Yeah.
Zach Hyman goes into those dirty spots and like, what has he got? 6 goals?
Fuck, I think he's got more than that. 8 or 9 by now, I think.
Let's go. Like that guy is awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like
they should have let Nylander go and kept him.
I agree.
So
I agree. So like I said, you have I believe you have Colorado in 7 in that series. So we'll see what happens there. We'll move on to the Lightning and Rangers. First of all, Rangers coming in on a huge high, obviously, from fucking beating out the Canes. Not to mention on their freaking beat the Canes at home as well. So the Canes were 7-0 at home. They were 0-6 on the road. They come in, now they're 7-1 at home, gone golfing. What I like about this Lightning and Rangers series is the goalie matchups. The goalie matchups, think of these are 2 awesome goalies, both teams super fast, well coached. So I expect to see lots of line matching.
Aren't they both up for the Vezina?
Oh yeah. So Maroon and Perry are going to run around. They're going to torment the Rangers. They're going to go after Lafreniere. They're going to go after Zibanejad. They're going to go after guys like that. They're going to hit them. They're going to bump them around.
What about Paul?
That's what I mean. And these guys coming out of the woodworks too, that are fucking this Paul guy, all these guys. But the Rangers aren't there for no reason.
They earned their spot.
Yeah, they've played their asses off. That's a good team that they knocked out in freaking Carolina there. I expect them to give Tampa Bay a little bit of a fight, but I just think Tampa has the edge. Like they got, I give them a little bit of an edge in net, not much with these 2 goalies, but guys like Stamkos, Hedman, Kucherov, like, you know, they're all buzzing right now. I don't think any of them are too nicked up. They've had lots of time to rest. So
I think Vasilevsky is the factor.
Oh yeah.
Out of all of it.
He is. In the end, it's going to come down to which goalie's better.
Yep.
In the end. And it could don't sleep on fucking New York's goalie Shesterkin, man. Don't fucking sleep on him because he's fucking stole games in these playoffs already. So
I send Corey Perry in there and fucking bury him into the net through the wall. See you later. We're going.
I have so you have Lightning in 7. I have Lightning in 6, and I think Drew has New York in 7. So it's going to be interesting.
This is why Drew's in last.
Yeah, Drew takes those fucking wild picks. But you know what? In the first round, though, a couple of his wild picks came through. That's what was crazy about it.
Yeah.
But which always leads us to our last segment of the day, Rob. Beauty of the week.
No, but I remember I wanted to bring up about the goalie, like everybody's talking about goalie Mount Rushmore.
Okay, all right.
Who would your 4 goalies be?
All time?
I'm pretty sure there's 4 in On Mount Rushmore, yeah, it's 4.
Fuck, I'm trying to just think of my era alone. I would say Patrick Waugh would be one, I would think. Brodeur, I think, would be one.
Yeah.
If we're going back in the day, like a Terry Sawchuk, I think would be another good one if we're going way back in the day. And fuck, Esposito, maybe. He was another good one.
I never really saw those guys play, and so
I would maybe go those 4. What about you?
those are good. Those are good. I agree with 2 of them. With
Marty and Waugh.
Marty and Waugh. Yep. But then I would also go like Dominic Hasek.
Yeah.
And Carey Price.
Yeah, I thought about him, but no cup on Price.
No, you don't have to win a cup because that doesn't mean that you weren't a great goalie.
No,
how many fucking teams has he had that were total shit in front of him, right?
Look at last year, fuck.
But you can also put Ken Dryden up on that wall. But
I know
didn't play for very long, right?
So many goalies zipped through my head. It was fucking.
But yeah, even what's his name from? He finished in New York there, or was in New York.
Hendrik
King
Lundqvist?
King Lundqvist.
Yeah.
Right. There's so many amazing goalies you could put up there.
I don't think you could really narrow it down to just 4.
But that's what you got to go. Your top 4.
Yeah.
Right. So I wouldn't pick any of them older goalies. Like,
I'm just trying to spread it out a little bit.
Yeah. No, that's good.
So now, Beaut of the Week. Who would you take?
My Beaut of the Week.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with general manager Mike Paley for picking Jamie McDermott as the head coach. That's my Beaut of the Week.
I agree. That is a good one, but I'm going Connor McDavid just because he has had he's got like fucking so many points in the playoffs. He's averaging like 2-3 points a game right now. He's on fire. He looks like he's on a mission. And he's really fucking fun to watch right now. So
did you see? I think it was the 3rd goal in the first period. Edmonton scored where Kane picked the guy at the blue line and dumped it into Draisaitl in the corner, and it still had 2 D-men down in front, and he slid it over to McDavid. Fucking just one timed it. Like, what a goal! Like, and it was just like that. It just happened. Bang.
Those two don't even have to know where each other are.
No, and they know how to get open, right?
It's crazy.
And I mean, shit, like amazing hockey.
That's why they're the best.
Yeah.
You got anything else? Or are you all set?
Nope, I'm good, bro.
Until next week, Aunt Rob signing off. We're out of here. See ya.
Peace.
I've lost my